I, Amadi, declare that I am innocent of the allegation leveled against me, that I did not do anything evil against my wife, which led to her demise. If I am not saying the truth, let the shrine of Adago take my life.
In the peaceful village of Adago, there lived a man named Amadi. Amadi was a figure of envy in the village of Adago, a handsome, wealthy man whose charm and generosity made him the dream of every maiden. His tall stature, striking features, and easy smile drew admiring glances from people around him, and his riches, which seemed to grow by the day, only added to his attraction. Amadi had his pick of the village's most beautiful women, but his heart was captured by Ugo, a tall, beautiful lady with a bright smile and a kind spirit. The whole village were excited when they heard of their engagement, for they were the perfect pair. Their wedding was grand, a celebration that lasted for days, and their love flourished. Amadi adored Ugo and provided anything that will make her happy. He not only cared for her, but also showered her family with gifts, earning him respect and admiration. They were the talk of the town, the golden couple whose love story everyone aspired to emulate. 2 years into their seemingly perfect marriage, Ugo fell gravely ill. It started as a minor ailment, something everyone thought she would overcome in days, but it quickly worsened. Her once radiant beauty faded, and she became a shadow of herself. Amadi called every herbalist he could find, sparing no cost to save her, but Ugo's condition defied all remedies. The village watched in sadness as the health of the vibrant woman they knew continuously deteriorated. One of the herbalists who attended to Ugo encouraged Amadi when he stated,
"Amadi, you have tried your best. Her ailment is very strange. You have spent a lot and have suffered all these months. The gods will bless you for your kindness. We shall continue to do our best to ensure she recovers."
Amadi could do nothing but watch helplessly as Ugo took her last breath. He was heartbroken, yet in the wake of her demise, his wealth seemed to grow even more, as if mocking his sorrow. A year after Ugo's passing, Amadi decided to remarry. Loneliness became his companion, and he sought comfort in Aku, a gentle woman known for her warmth and humility. Aku had admired Amadi from afar, and when he asked for her hand, she gladly accepted. Amadi and Aku got married in a low-key celebration. Like Ugo before her, Aku was treated like a queen. Amadi lavished her with love, gifts, and endless attention. But as time passed, a familiar shadow loomed. 2 years into their marriage, Aku fell ill with a similar mysterious sickness that had taken Ugo. Despite Amadi's desperate efforts, Aku too succumbed, leaving him heartbroken once more. The villagers became suspicious, their admiration slowly turning into suspicion. Aku's family were heartbroken and angry as they decided that this is an evil pattern from Amadi. They believed that Ugo's passing and that of Aku could not be a coincidence. They reported Amadi to the elders of the village and urged them to direct Amadi to take an oath of innocence in the village shrine, which would be administered by the village chief priest. The elders summoned Amadi, and he appeared before them and claimed innocent. The village elders informed him of the arrangement of oath-taking, which he accepted. The day came, Amadi appeared before the shrine, and the chief priest took time to remind him of the consequences of taking the oath of innocence when he is guilty, that it would be instant loss of life. Amadi agreed and swore to the oath. Amadi swore the oath as follows.
I, Amadi, declare that I am innocent of the allegation leveled against me, that I did not do anything evil against my wife, which led to her demise. If I am not saying the truth, let the shrine of Adago take my life.
As he was heading home, people were pointing at him, wondering why he was still alive. Aku's family members were surprised that after the ritual, he was still healthy and alive. The villagers concluded that probably he was innocent, as no guilty person escapes alive after passing through the ritual. Villagers hinted at the possibility of envious enemies attacking him spiritually and destroying his marriage because of his wealth. No one in the village could understand why such tragedy continued to strike his marriages. Amadi married his third wife, named Ikedi, a vibrant young woman from a neighboring village. Amadi showered Ikedi with affection and prayed daily for her protection, hoping that this time things would be different. But after 2 years, the inevitable happened. One day, as Ikedi was returning from the market, she suddenly felt a sharp sensation on her chest. She managed to get home with her condition and was subsequently struck down by the same unexplainable illness. The village herbalist provided her with medications, but the medications proved ineffective. Some months after, she passed away childless. Amadi's misfortunes became the talk of the town. The whispers and suspicions turned into open accusations, and no family was willing to give their daughter to him. His wealth is cursed, they said. No woman survives in his house. Every door Amadi knocked on was slammed shut in his face, and he soon found himself constantly alone and almost an outcast. When he is on the village pathway, people will be pointing at him with disdain. Frustrated and burdened by his reputation, Amadi left his village and journeyed to a distant community where no one knew his past, to at least associate with people and live like human. This provided him succor as people associated with him once more. While in this village, he met a lady called Nilo. Nelo, a beautiful lady with a sharp wit and a kind heart, was charmed by Amadi's generosity and attentiveness, and when he proposed, she accepted without hesitation. Their wedding was simple but joyful, and for the first time in a long while, Amadi dared to hope for happiness. Amadi eventually returned to Adago with Nello and began once again a new life. A year into their marriage, Nello became pregnant, and Amadi's joy was great. Finally, a chance to become a father, which has eluded him since his various marriages. But as the months went by, Nello's pregnancy became a strange spectacle. 9 months passed, then 12, and still, she did not give birth. The village buzzed with gossip. 24 months and still no child, they whispered. Nello grew anxious as the pregnancy dragged on. But the strangest part was not the duration. It was the mysterious nightly occurrence she was experiencing. Each time she woke up in the middle of the night to ease herself, her big pregnant stomach would be flat, as if she had never been pregnant, only to resurface early hours of the morning. Terrified by these events, she visited her mother and confided in her. "Mama, it is like magic. Every night my pregnant stomach flattens and disappears," Nello said, her voice trembling. Her mother listened, her face lined with fear and concern. "My daughter, if you notice this again, do not stay in that house. Leave immediately, and do not return until the morning," she advised. Nello heeded her mother's words. One night, when she felt her stomach flatten again, she quietly slipped out of the house, spending the entire night away. She did not return until daylight, and when she did, the sight that met her eyes was beyond belief. Amadi, the man she thought she knew, was on the floor, clutching a swollen belly and crying in pain. Nilo exclaimed, her mind racing and her voice filled with shock.
"Amadi, what is happening? What have you done? Why are you like this?"
It is not your fault, Nello. It is my fault. I belong to a secret cult that granted me wealth in exchange for a curse. Every woman I marry is doomed to die, and no child will ever be born to me. When you became pregnant, they couldn't harm you, so they took the only thing they could, our child.
You took my pregnancy to your meetings? That's why I've been like this?"
She asked. Her eyes widened in horror, and her voice trembling with anger and disbelief. Amadi nodded, ashamed. He explained that each night he would carry the pregnancy to the cult, preventing her from ever giving birth and ensuring her endless suffering. Nello stunned, tears streaming down her cheeks as she demanded,
"Why didn't you tell me? Why put me through this torment?
I never meant for it to go this far. I was trapped. I thought I could escape the curse, but it followed me everywhere.
As Amadi confessed, his strength began to fade. The weight of his secrets, his greed, and his shame bore down on him, and in that moment of weakness, he collapsed, unable to bear it any longer. Nalo watched in stunned silence as Amadi drew his last breath, leaving her alone with the weight of his sins. She had married a man who was bound to darkness, and though she had survived, the scars of his choices would stay with her forever. People will always associate her with Amadi, and every family had taken note of what had happened to her. Men who heard the story will never dare come close to her for anything or propose marriage to her. Others who might be tempted to do will feel that her womb must have been destroyed by the mystic cult that Amadi belonged. Such were the weight on Nilo's young, innocent shoulder. The news of Amadi's confession spread quickly in all villages. The villagers spoke of his wealth and the price he paid. The villagers stated that their suspicions eventually turned out to be true. Those who pointed fingers at him and those who muttered evil accusation about him were vindicated. Nalo returned to her family, carrying not just the memory of her ordeal, but the strength of a woman who had stared into the face of evil and survived. Her mother most grateful and happy that her daughter listened and obeyed her advice, and most importantly, that she was alive. Amadi's mansion, once a symbol of prosperity and wealth, became an empty shell, an evil symbol of the choices that had destroyed him. Nilo eventually remarried and had children and lived her life peacefully with her husband. This story from Motherland Tales shows that the blessings of God through honest living and dedication to work remains the best avenue to attain wealth. Please subscribe, like, share and comment to our channel so that whenever we post a new video, you will be the first to be notified. Thanks for watching and see you in our next video.